and a miss for strike one. So we're underway here at Calvary. Russell County comes in at 10-15 on the season. Calvary comes in at 10-10. Calvary, of course, in the GIAA for their first year after moving over from Gaps in Georgia, and Russell County, of course, Alabama High School Athletic Association public school. And both of these have extremely strong baseball traditions. Second pitch to him was high for ball one. It's 1-1. Breaking pitch up high, but he swung and missed, and it's 1-2 to Daughtry. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful afternoon. A little bit breezy. You might hear the wind in our mics from time to time when it gusts a little bit, but it is a absolutely picture-perfect afternoon. And ball two up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. And if you hear in the background, the sirens are going off for the regular noon time here in Muskogee County. There's a swing and a miss, strike three. So Daughtry down on strikes. And that'll bring up, I have on my roster, Shane Otopobi, number 81. I am not sure that's correct. We're going to see here. Hopefully these rosters are correct. And I'm trying to pull up Game Changer here. Yep. Otopobi is the listed hitter. He fouls that one away. It's now 1-1 strike. Otipoby, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He fouls that one away. That ball's away, outside. 2 balls and a strike. I'm sorry, that previous pitch was the only strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Russell County in their maroon or cardinal red jerseys, white pants. Calvary in the all whites today. Ball's up and away, and it's 3 balls and a strike. I would venture to guess that neither of these, if you talk to the coaches, are having the kind of year they wanted to have. There's strike 2 right down the middle. He took a 3-1 pitch, and he's arguing with himself as he backs out and takes a breath. And it's 3-2. Swing and a miss. Second straight strikeout. Good recovery. And that'll bring up Seth Erickson for the Warriors. Erickson, these first 3 hit, well, the number 2 and number 3 hitters have hit from the left side. Breaking ball outside for ball 1. Leadoff hitter, Daughtry, was a right-handed hitter. The wind in the pitch, just low outside. Had the plate, but down low. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Breaking pitch, just off the outside corner. Nice looking pitch there, came around the plate, and it's 3-0. Good vantage point here for us today. And that ball's outside, and Erickson draws a walk. So after 2 straight strikeouts to start the game, a free pass issued, and Russell County has a runner, and the pitcher, Colton Armstrong, on the mound today for the Warriors, steps in from the right side. Quick throw over to first, not close. Armstrong, one of those kids I'm glad I don't have to pay the grocery bill for. Good-sized young man. The pitch, way outside, ball 1. Wilkinson, right-hander. He was on the mound one of the games that I have done for Calvary this year. I believe it was over at Glenwood. Breaking pitch. In there for a strike, a good one. I believe he was the young man on the mound when Calvary played Pike Road during Border Wars. Pitch to him, another breaking pitch and another good one. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the big right-handed hitter for Russell County, Colton Armstrong. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Outside off the corner, good location on that count. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 and 2 across the top line of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Erickson at first. And the pitch. Low and away, ball 3. So another 3-ball count here for Wilkinson as he faces Armstrong. Runner will be off with the pitch. He's got to be careful not to leave too early. And he's going, and that ball is in the dirt for ball 4. So 2 straight walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 straight walks, and now Russell County has something going here with 2 outs. It's going to take a base knock. And that'll bring Jaden Bennett to the plate. And a courtesy runner will come in for Russell County. We'll catch that number for you. That will be number 6, Hunter Phillips, who will run for the pitcher. And Bennett steps in. I don't have the class rankings or the class indications for the Russell County players, but Bennett looks like he's a youngster, possibly a freshman. He takes that one on the outside corner for strike 1. So Wilkinson gets ahead early in this at bat. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Fooled him a little bit there. He was way out in front of a breaking pitch, and it's 0-2. If Russell County's going to do anything here, he's got to get this ball in play somehow. And he swings and misses, and he's tagged out at the plate on a good breaking ball. So he strikes out the side, but sandwiched in between there were a pair of walks. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on for Russell County in the top of the first. We'll be back in just a moment here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live at Calvary.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And we are back here at Calvary. The Knights coming to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. Braxton Wilkinson got himself out of a jam of his own creation. In the first, he put a couple of runners on after 2 were out and got the strikeout to end it, struck out the side. And now Calvary gets a chance to push something across here early. What any coach would love is to get an early lead in a game, especially if you're playing at home. Cam Houston, the shortstop, looks at a breaking pitch, and it is low and away for ball 1. Fastball down low, and it's 2-0. Colton Armstrong, the big fella on the mound for Russell County. And there's strike one on the outside corner. Fastball with a little bit of giddy up on it. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Now you can hear the breeze a little bit in our mics. And he held up. Houston held up, and that'll be ball 4. So the leadoff hitter is aboard for Calvary. And that'll bring up Tommy Irving, the center fielder. Irving been at Calvary since maybe his whole life. I'm not sure. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt. I know he came up through middle school, been in this program since middle school. The stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Throw is high, and it'll be a stolen base for Cam Houston. So a runner in scoring position for Irving. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. Actually, I guess Tommy swung at the second pitch to protect the runner, and that is strike 3. I was watching the play, so that was my bad. The scoreboard had it wrong as well. And we all thought it was ball 1 and 1-1, but it was 0-2 there, and the swing and a miss on a, looked like either a cutter or a slider there, got him swinging. It didn't have a big break to it, but had enough bite to fool him a little bit, and the strikeout is the first out of the inning. That brings up Bryson Brooks, the right fielder for the Knights. He looks at strike 1. Armstrong homing it in a little bit after the leadoff walk. Might have crossed his catcher up right there. They're having a little conversation with a runner on second base. The catcher got the fastball, and I think he wasn't expecting a fastball right there, Chris. And they went and had a little conversation. Having been behind the plate before, not as much as I have other positions, not as much as I have been where Armstrong is, catchers do not like being surprised. So the stretch in the 0-1, and he's going to step off and whirl towards second. Nothing doing there. I have been chewed out by catchers before because I miscommunicated the sign. And that one's fouled over the right side out in the street and down into the pine trees for strike 2. Yeah, a little bit earlier, that might have gotten a window. Somebody was out there unloading something. They had their flashers on right by the gate. So the stretch and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking pitch, drops in there beautifully. Old sister Sally just dropped right over. And that's a strikeout looking for Armstrong, and there are 2 away with a runner at second base. Cam Houston walked and stole second. And if he's going to get home here, Jackson Kennedy, the Knight catcher, is going to have to get something in play, get it through a hole if Calvary wants to take an early lead. First pitch to him, just off the plate outside. As we said coming in, this game has no bearing on any playoff implications or anything like that for either team. That is foul down the right field line off the new covered bullpen and cage area. Bullpen area, I guess. Their cages are out in the building and beyond left field. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kennedy wears number 2, which is also his position number if you're a scorer. Breaking pitch, the slow variety here, and it bounces up there, 4-2. 2 balls and a strike. The stretch. Long look back at the runner at second and the pitch. Fastball right on the outside corner. Excellent pitch. And it's a ball and 2 strikes, or excuse me, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kennedy. So deuces are wild again across the top line of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate. Fastball right on the outside corner. Same pitch that he just got strike 2 on. And he strikes out the side. So both pitchers, a little bit different style, strike out the side in the first inning. And we are through 1 here at Calvary. It's 0-0. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And we're back here at Calvary. Great day for high school baseball here in Columbus, Georgia. 0-0 as we begin the top of the second inning. Braxton Wilkinson on the mound for Calvary. First pitch, swing and a miss. Ball had a little arm side movement, moved back toward the right-handed hitting Murray. Strike 2. Another fastball, maybe a changeup right there. Turn that over a little bit. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. And there's ball 1 up and away on the 0-2 pitch. The only issue that Wilkinson had in the first inning was getting behind hitters. And he walked a couple. Breaking ball up high again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He struck out the first 2 hitters, but I think he went to 3-ball counts on maybe both of those. I know he had a 2-2 count, I believe, on the first hitter. There's a little soft line drive off the thumbs right back to Wilkinson. It was an easy catch. He didn't even have to practice his reaction time there. It wasn't hit hard at all. And I'm sure the batter, Carlos Murray's got bees in his hands on that one. Thankfully, it's not a cold day. And that'll bring up Cameron Countryman, the third baseman for Russell County. He fouls that one off the right side. The net catches this one. And it's 0-1. Countryman, another one of those kids I'm glad I don't have to pay the grocery bill for. Good-sized young man. The 0-1 pitch fouled away at the plate. Little piece of that one. And it's 0-2. So 2 straight hitters now. Wilkinson has gotten to an 0-2 count. As we said a moment ago, in the first inning, he had a little bit of trouble getting behind hitters, resulted in a couple of walks. That one's way up and away for ball one. Calvary's had some good wins this year, and they've had some games that I'm sure Steve Smith feels like they let get away. There's a swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. They're going to step out. Jackson Kennedy's going to throw down to Liam Hokut, and that'll be a K-1-2 if you're, or excuse me, 2-3 if you're scoring at home. And that's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Zane Wynn, the designated hitter today for the Warriors. Bears number 18. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Strike two, fastball on the outer half. And again, an 0-2 count. Much better job by Wilkinson of working ahead of hitters in this inning. The wind in the 0-2, up high for ball one. He hasn't nibbled on the 0-2 count. He has thrown something out of the zone. Breaking pitch, swung at, missed in the dirt. Kennedy steps out, throws down to first. And again, the K-2-3. And it is 3 up and 3 down for Russell County, with the side being retired. 2 of 3 hitters on strikeouts. So, nothing doing for Russell County in the top of the second inning. We'll be back in a moment here at Calvary for the bottom of the second inning on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Bottom of the second, number 10, Nate Osborne.
And we're back at Calvary. Nate Osborne, the designated hitter for the Knights, will lead off. Nate is the nephew of former Calvary football coach and state championship winning football coach Brian Osborne. Good athlete and a even better young man. Looks at ball one in the dirt off the plate outside. One ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the second inning. There's a foul ball off the right side. That's going to get out into the street and over into the pine trees. And it's 1-1. Armstrong delivers. Fastball. Top of the zone, outside corner for strike two. And since the leadoff hitter, Colton Armstrong has done a heck of a job at getting ahead of hitters and being kind of in control. The 1-2 pitch to Osborne. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. Bounces up there, and he is out. The catcher did catch it. So no throw down necessary. The umpire gave the out sign. And that is 4 straight batters retired on strikeouts for Colton Armstrong. But I'm going to go Brady Reed, the third baseman. Brady likes the color purple. He has purple batting gloves and a purple leg guard. The wind in the pitch, fouled off the right side again, out of play. That one will get across the street and into the trees. Calvary definitely has a hitter's ballpark, but they have relied on great pitching for years, and this ballpark doesn't seem to hurt them too much. I haven't been to too many home games this year, so I don't know if the ball's flown out of here a lot, but I have seen that ball's low and away. It's 2 balls and a strike now. I have seen some long home runs hit, but they look longer in this ballpark because the dimensions of the park are not too big, especially in right center field. There's a ground ball in play, fielded by the third baseman. He throws across, and he got back on the bag. Nice job by the first baseman over there, Odapobi, and I really hope I'm saying that name right. But he got off the bag, had to get up off the bag to field the high throw, and was able to get down and get his foot on the bag before Reed got there. And that is the second out. That was actually the first ball put in play in fair territory by Calvary in this ball game. Every other hitter had been retired on strikeouts, and the leadoff hitter got aboard on a walk. Breaking pitch, a good one. 4-1 to Liam Hokut. Hokut also a good basketball player, and in middle school he was a heck of a good football player. He decided not to play football after his 8th grade year. He looks at another breaking pitch for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Calls time at the plate. Armstrong taking a little while to go through the signs. He steps back on. Hokut steps back in. And the 0-2 pitch coming. Strike 3, outside corner at the knees. And that is strikeout number 5 for Colton Armstrong. And so far, it is a pitcher's day here at Calvary. So we're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 0-0 game. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Calvary, and Steve Smith is going to, evidently this is a staff game, as Braxton Wilkinson is now going to move to left field. Tommy Irving is going to come to third base. Brady Reed is going to come to the mound, and then moving out to right field, I believe, is Fitz Stone. So we'll get those defensive changes straight for sure. But Brady Reed is on the mound. And there's a swing and a miss from Jimmy Lindsay. The right fielder. The wind, the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-2. So Reed coming in. pumping strikes. First inning into the game. The wind and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking pitch, took a little bit off and got him swinging. And there's one away, so that'll go back to the top of the order now for Russell County. And Dylan Daughtry, the center fielder. Reed the wind. Breaking pitch stays down low. 1 ball, no strikes. 0-0. If you're just joining us, we are in the top of the third inning. Swing and a miss. Strike one. It has been a day so far for the pitchers. They have been very good on both sides with not very many balls put in play. Breaking pitch bounces up there, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Calvary has only put 1 ball in play. And let's see. Russell County has yet. Yes, they have. They put 1 ball in play as well. The light line drive back to the pitcher last inning. And there's ball 3. That one stayed down, so it's 3-1 now after the starting the hitter off with a strike. 3 straight balls from Brady Reed. Russell County has had a couple of base runners on walks in the top of the first with 2 outs. Reed, the wind in the pitch. Down low for ball 4, and they have another base runner via walk. So they have a runner aboard at first base with 1 out. And the pickoff throw not close. There's a ground ball. That's going to get through the right side, and there's the first hit of the game. Fielded quickly and gotten into the infield quickly, and there'll be runners at first and second for Russell County. So the first hit for either team comes here in the top of the third inning. A bouncing ball single through the right side by Otopobi, the first baseman, and you got runners at first and second, and that'll bring up Seth Erickson, the Russell County shortstop. Left-handed hitter. Big lead over at first by Otopobi, but he's not being held on. And that pitch bounces up there from Reed, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So the first, well, really the second threat of the game, but the first threat with less than 2 outs for either team trying to score a run here and break the ice. Reed on the outside corner. Good pitch from Brady Reed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Reed into the stretch. Looks back at the runner who bluffs. Comes to the plate, fouled off the left side. Out onto the bank out there. Into the wildflowers or the ragweed or whatever that is growing out there. Lots of yellow flowers out there. I'm sure they're producing a lot of pollen out here, Chris. Yeah. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Reed back in a little bit of control of the count here. He can be selective with what he offers. And Erickson having to guard the plate here. The wind, breaking pitch, hit second base, onto the bag for 1. No, they're going to call him safe. And they throw over to first, and the runner is out at first. But the runner is safe down at second, so there will be runners at second and third. So it goes 4-6-3 on the ground out, but not a double play as the relay was a little bit late. And Otopobi had a huge lead at first. I think we mentioned that. and he got a huge break coming off first and the amount of time it took. And they're going to put Colton Armstrong aboard here with the intentional walk, and that's going to load the bases. And it sets up a force everywhere. Smart play. You got a power hitter, big kid, and you're looking to minimize the damage here, and you're going to put a less experienced hitter at the plate with a chance to get a force anywhere. So 2 outs in the inning. And there's a foul ball off the right side and out of play. And this is Jaden Bennett. And again, I mentioned he looks of the younger variety, maybe a freshman, maybe a sophomore. Breaking pitch down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bases loaded after the intentional walk. Brady Reed trying to work out of it here. A walk and a single put the first 2 runners on, and then an intentional walk. Strike 2 over the outer half, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bennett. Reed in the driver's seat. He can pretty much select what he wants to throw and where he locates it here. Got some pitches to work with in the count. He's working out of the windup now with the bases loaded. The wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the threat is averted. Bennett probably swung at ball 2 right there, but that high pitch looks good coming in. And Brady Reed works out of it, gets out of the jam. So no runs on 1 hit, a pair of walks, one of those intentional. And Russell County leaves the bases loaded here in the top of the 3rd inning. We'll be back in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live with the bottom of the 3rd.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
So we are back here at Calvary, bottom of the 3rd inning. Brady Reed worked out of a jam in the top of the 3rd, and we remain scoreless, 0-0. Leading off for the Knights is right fielder Fitz Stone, and he's going to put that one in play out to right field. High fly ball. It's getting away from everybody, and it's going to fall as the right fielder he got kind of a late jump. I think he thought that was going to be more toward the infield. First baseman was going out, second baseman was going out, and it just kind of fell out there. A really great effort by the right fielder on a diving try, but he just couldn't come up with it. And that's going to go down as the first hit for Calvary in the game. Off the bat of Fitz Stone, and that'll bring up Braxton Wilkinson, who is now in left field. He puts a bunt down. And he's going to get, and they almost get Stone too far off the bag down at second. He just gets back in there as he rounded. First baseman did a nice job of throwing right behind him and almost got him. But at any rate, he's going to be at second. And that went a 1-3 sacrifice bunt there for the first out. And that gets us back to the top of the order, and Cam Houston, who walked to lead off the first inning for Calvary. The pitch fouled away at the plate. Just telling our producer Chris here that my oldest son came down from Birmingham last night and met in Auburn, and his wife and my wife went to a fashion show, and he and I went to an SEC baseball game. And we saw Auburn take on number 3 LSU and got a big 8-4 win. A beautiful ballpark. First time I've been in the ballpark since all the renovations were complete. And I tell you, Plainsman Park is something else now. And the atmosphere last night was supercharged. It was great. Really great place to be. And I will tell you, as usual in every sport, that pitch first to Houston is up high, ball 1. It's 1-1. LSU travels well. There was a good contingent of purple in the crowd last night, but of course they were about 10-1 outnumbered. Strike 2 on the inside corner to Houston. And but it was just a great experience to be there. We had a little rain shower in the middle of the game and had to get out of the rain for a little bit, but braved through that, and then it got chilly. Glad I took a jacket. And just a good night, and a real good night on Auburn's campus as the softball team got a walk-off win over Georgia. A walk-off home run, as a matter of fact. Ball gets away from the catcher. He can't find it. Runner's going to round third, but he's not going to be able to go anywhere. So Stone is going to be at third base on the wild pitch. Catcher had no idea where that ball carried him to, and Armstrong came in and helped him out a little bit there. I don't know the size on Colton Armstrong, but Chris, I'm going to say he's probably about 6'4" and goes in about 250, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Maybe 240. Good sized kid. He steps off here. I was telling Chris last night, LSU kept running pitchers out there last night that were 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". And throwing radar gun numbers up, 95, 96, 94. It was top-notch pitching. But Sam Dutton, the Auburn starter, went 6 shutout innings for Auburn, and that was a big one. And there's ball 4 to Houston. He draws his second walk of the game, and there'll be runners at first and third. Don't look for there to be runners first and third long, because Cam Houston will probably take off on one of the first couple of pitches here and try to get in scoring position. And that brings up Tommy Irving, center fielder. His last plate appearance in the first inning, he struck out. Calvary got something cooking here. First and third, 1 out. And there goes Houston, no throw. And now we got runners at second and third with 1 out. Armstrong can pitch carefully here to Irving if he wants to with a base open. Strike 1 on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch, the 1-1 pitch, fouled back over us here, and that one thunks like a good pitching wedge back there by the fence. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Calvary needs something in play here to get that run home from third. Pretty much anything but a pop-up on the infield. And that one, Irving holds up on the breaking pitch, a good breaking pitch, broke it down, grounded it a little bit there. And it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch somehow missed Tommy Irving. It was a fastball, or if it was a breaking pitch, it didn't break. Almost nicked him and loaded the bases. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Irvin trying to get something in play here. A ground ball most likely scores a run. A fly ball maybe. Time called at the plate. A walk is not that bad of a thing here for Colton Armstrong. There's a ground ball to shortstop. That is going to plate the run, and Irvin almost beats that one out at first. And that'll move the runner over to third. Houston over to third. And so Tommy Irvin's 6-3 on the ground out. That is the second out of the inning. He gets an RBI. And Fitz Stone, who got the first hit of the game for Calvary, scores the run. And that brings up Bryson Brooks. There's a ground ball. That's going to get through the left side. So a clutch two-out hit from Bryson Brooks is going to give Calvary a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. First pitch, he didn't wait around, and he was able to get it past the shortstop and into left field. And that makes it 2-0 Knights as we finally broken up the egg fest here. And that'll bring up Jackson Kennedy, the catcher. He struck out looking back in the first inning. Runner goes on the first pitch. Way outside, there'll be no throw. Bryson Brooks, he slid a little early out there and almost got stuck in the dirt like Willie Mays Hayes back in the Major League movie. He's okay. I don't think that slide felt too good, though. So a stolen base for Brooks, and he's in scoring position. And here's a high fly ball, deep right field, going back and off the fence. Into the corner. Bryson Brooks is going to score easily. Jackson Kennedy heading over to third, and he's going to be in there with a triple. So an RBI triple for Jackson Kennedy. That ball almost got out of here. Right fielder had to turn his numbers to the infield and get on his horse. And the ball hit maybe a foot above the bottom of the fence and just died right there at the fence. The right fielder, as he tried to stop, his feet came out from under him a little bit, and he had to gather himself. That allowed Kennedy to get the triple. And first pitch now to Nate Osborne is up high, 4-1. So 3-0 Knights here in the third inning, and all of this has happened. And there's a ball into left center field. That's going to get in the gap. Osborne's going to round and take a big turn, but he's going to freeze there with an RBI single. So an RBI ground out for the second out, and then 3 straight RBI hits for the Knights, and it's 4-0 here in the third inning as they're getting to Colton Armstrong after not being able to do anything with him for the first 2 innings. Strike one on the outside corner at the knees. The ball's in the dirt. It's going to get by the catcher. Osborne was going on the pitch, so he'll get credit for a stolen base, and he won't advance any further. And Brady Reed with a chance with a 1-1 count to drive in another run for Calvary. The pitch on the outside corner at the knees, strike 2. That one had a little mad on it, I believe, Chris. He put a little oomph on that pitch. A ball and 2 strikes to Brady Reed, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Calvary has pushed across 4 so far. Breaking pitch stays inside, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball, deep right field. That's going to stay in the park, though, and the right fielder is going to corral that one, and that'll end the inning for Calvary. But let's see, they score 4 runs on hits. No, excuse me, 4 hits. 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. They almost batted around that inning. At any rate, they take a 4-run lead here going into the 4th inning. It's 4-0 Calvary over Russell County. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back to Calvary. Russell County now trailing by 4 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. And Carlos Murray, the left fielder, will lead off for the Warriors. Brady Reed back for his 2nd inning of work. Pitched out of a jam last inning. Kept the Warriors scoreless. Russell County with 1 hit in the game. That came off Otopobi's bat last inning. And there's ball 1 down low and away. Baseball season starting to wind down, and games, especially with region implications, are coming more and more important here as it gets toward playoff time. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. This one is not one of those. It does not have any implications toward region or playoff baseball. Breaking pitch, strike 2 on the inside corner. A nice breaking pitch from Brady Reed. Started it at the hitter, broke it on the inside corner. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch, broke it away from him that time, got the swing and a miss for the strikeout. And there's 1 away here in the 4th inning. Cameron Countryman now, the 3rd baseman, comes up for the Warriors. He struck out in his first plate appearance. That ball fouled away back over our heads. Misses the minivan that just went by about 6 or 8 feet. No balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch from Brady Reed. Countryman had a big swipe at it but came up empty. Another big event going on in the state of Georgia right now, the Masters up in Augusta. Breaking pitch. Boy, it looked good. It broke off the plate. He started it over the middle and broke it off the outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not sure how Countryman laid off of that one. It was a good-looking pitch. The 1-2 pitch. Another breaking pitch, stays high. And it's 2-2. Chris, I don't know if you've ever been to Augusta National, but it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Back in the 90s, early 90s, I went 2 or 3 years in a row to the practice rounds. I've never been to a competitive round up there. It's really difficult to get tickets. There's a high fly ball that's going to be pulled foul down the left side and out of play. But you could walk up back then and pay $10 and go to the practice rounds. And I did that 2 or 3 years in a row with some guys that I worked with. And there is a breaking pitch, gets away from Brady Reed, and a base runner as Countryman wears that one. Hit by pitch, and he'll be at first base. That was a breaking pitch, so it didn't hurt too bad. Plus, Countryman is a big kid. I think he just kind of shrugged that one off like a butterfly hit him or something. And he's down at first base with one away. And that'll bring up Zane Wynn, the designated hitter. Chokes up a little bit on the bat. Reed. First pitch. That one pops out of the mitt of Jackson Kennedy. It was a foul ball. Okay. No wonder it popped out of the mitt. I believe it hit the knob of the bat, if you want to know the truth. And it goes as a foul ball, so it's no balls and a strike. Breaking ball bounces up there. Good block by Jackson Kennedy. You can hear the breeze in our mics. Pitch off the inside corner, and it's 3-1. 2-1, excuse me. I gave him an extra pitch there. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch hit him. That was a fastball. That one hurt a little bit worse. So 2 straight hit batters. And Russell County has runners at first and second, and that'll bring a visit from Steve Smith to have a word with Brady Reed. One-sided conversation. First base coach for Russell County is going to unload all of the protective gear he's collected down at first base from those base runners. And Jimmy Lindsay, the right fielder, will step in. He was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd. And he'll step in with a chance to do something here and get Russell County on the board with a runner in scoring position. Calls time, though. Reed taking a lot of time getting his sign. 4-0 Calvary. 1 out. Top of the 4th inning. Strike 1. Nope. I'm sorry. I assumed, and I should not do that. That ball was low. It looked good from up here, but I can't. The one thing about this vantage point, we're well above the field. We can't tell low and high. And the bunt attempt fouled into the screen, and it's 1-1. Reed now. Looks at the runners. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Reed looks back at the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Throw down to first. And they did not get him. Oh, it was close. They had him hung out to dry. Jackson Kennedy made a good throw. Liam Hokut just wasn't able to get the tag down in time. And the runner's safe, but Steve Smith is going to have a word with the umpire. I'm not sure if he's going to ask him to appeal to the guy at first to see what he's behind the plate to see what he saw. It was difficult where the base umpire was positioned. It was difficult for him to see. And the plate umpire could see the angle as to whether the tag got down, and they're going to leave him as safe there. I think from my vantage point, I don't think he got the tag on him in time. I think he put the tag there, and the outside hand got the bag. So they get away with that one. There are 2 outs now, however, and Brady Reed can get out of this again. Throw down now, this time to second base. Runner was off a little bit. Cam Houston made a nice pick down there. And the pitch was a strike. So it's 0-1. Runners at first and second, 2 outs now. The pitch from Reed. Bounces up there, gets away from Kennedy, and the runners will advance. So now they're at second, third on the wild pitch. That one bounced. Jackson Kennedy did everything he could to block that one. It went off his chest protector and got away from him to the right side of his body and got far enough away for the runners to move up 90 feet. One count now. That ball's hit out into right center field. That is going to be caught. Oh, my goodness. No, it gets away now. And both runs will score. As Dylan Daughtry hit that one into right center field, and Fitz Stone made a heck of an attempt out there, got a glove on it, but when he hit the ground, he couldn't keep possession. And the ball got out of his glove. Heck of an effort in right center field. Thought he had made a highlight play. And the ball just got away, and it's 4-2 now as the Warriors get on the board on the 2-out hit by Daughtry. He takes off, swing, fouled away at the plate by Otopobi. I'll let my phone sit in the sun up here, and it got warm, Chris. I'll put it down there in the shade.
Trying to keep something in the shade, keep my stuff cool too.
So Daughtry at first, Otopobi at the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Throw over to first, he gets back. He had a great jump on that last pitch. It was just fouled away at the plate. No way, I don't think they had an opportunity to get him at second. He's going again. Good jump. Throw down from Kennedy, not in time. And the jump got him that time. He had a excellent jump again and stole that one. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a hard hit ball up the middle. Knocked down. Throw over to first is not going to be in time as he knew he had to hurry. And he didn't really have time to set his feet and make the great throw. And that is Jay Smith out there at second base. And he tried everything, but his throw was a little bit wide back toward the plate side. Liam Hocutt had to come off the bag. They're going to score that a base hit, which is proper, I believe, in what I see. But Daughtry goes all the way to third, or goes around to third. So 2 hits now for Otopobi. And here comes Steve Smith, and we're going to have a pitching change. Brady Reed will exit. And Fitz Stone looks like is going to be the new hurler for Calvary. Brady Reed is going to probably move back to third base. And I believe, let's see. Wilkinson, I believe, is going to go now to right field. Tommy Irvin's going to go back to center field. Bryson Brooks is going to go over to left field. So let's see if we can get all of this straightened out. Tommy Irvin came to third. Now he's going to go back to center field. Bryson Brooks went from right field to center field. And now he's going to be back. He's going to go to left field. And Wilkinson went to left field. Now he's going to go to right field. Making all these little notations on my score sheet here that only I can interpret. Somebody else read it. They were like, what the heck are you writing down there? And Fitzstone will come into the mound. Stone, a youngster. Believe he is a freshman. He is. I've been able to see him pitch once this year. I believe that was at Central when we had Calvary Central the first weekend of the season. And he will face Seth Erickson for his first hitter. So Reed goes 1 2/3. First pitch from Stone fouled away to the left side off the screen. So it's 0-1. The pitch outside, runner goes, and he'll get down to second uncontested. So runners at second and third now. 2 outs. There's another foul ball into the screen. Going to come back almost to the mound. Another foul ball off the left side. This one's going to get further out of play. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stone the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. The hitter didn't like it. And I have an opinion on that pitch, but I'm going to keep it to myself. At any rate, it was strike 3. So Fitzstone with a big strikeout to get out of any further damage for Calvary here in the 4th inning. But Russell County pushes across a pair of runs to get back in the ball game. It is 4-2 Calvary as you go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Chris. All right, we are back at Calvary, and now pitching for Russell County is Jaden Bennett. And folks, I'm here to tell you, He does not have facial hair. He has used eye black, and he has created himself a goatee. And he's having a little fun there. Either that or he's wearing a theatrical beard and mustache. It looks like it's maybe eye black, but if it is, he's got to be real careful not to get it all over him. It may be pasted on there, but having a little fun here today. Let's see. And so Colton Armstrong now is at second base. He's the biggest second baseman in the United States right now, size-wise. And so he and Bennett trade places, I believe. He looks at strike one. It was up in the zone a little bit. Ball one, a little bit off the plate outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Liam Hocutt at the plate for Calvary. The 1-1 pitch up high, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch off the jersey hits him, and he'll go to first. Russell County folks are saying he leaned into it. He did not. Looks like we're going to have a runner at first base for Hocutt. That is going to be Trey Quintard. And Quintard's going to take off, and he's going to steal second as soon as he comes in as the pinch runner. So he's down at second base. And it's 0-1 now to Fitzstone, who took strike one. (4-2 Calvary. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bennett the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. So Stone in a hole, 0-2. Ball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch. He looks back at the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch. Up high, ball 2. Quintard getting a large lead out at second base. The infielders are messing with him a little bit, but so far no pickoff moves or pickoff plays have been put on. He's got a sizable lead. Spins and throws. Armstrong was coming to the bag, but he wasn't there yet. Bennett needs to remember he does not have to throw to second base. The only base that you have to throw on a pickoff move is first. And there's a high fly ball out to center field. Runner tags at second. He's going to bluff going and will not try to advance on the fly out. So the first out of the inning comes on the fly out from Fitzstone, and that'll bring up Braxton Wilkinson. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. Trey Quintard, the pinch runner, down at second base. Liam Hocutt was hit by a pitch. Quintard pinch ran, stole second, and that's where he remains. play there. Quintard gets back. This time Armstrong was there, and it was a little bit different move from Bennett. Looks like a pitcher's going to warm up for Russell County, going over to the bullpen. That one up over the head of the hitter. And it's 1-0. Pitch from Bennett. Up high again. Ball 2. 2-0 now to Braxton Wilkinson. Calvary looking to try to add some cushion to their lead. They lead at 4-2. The 2-0 pitch up high again. This one gets by, and Quintard is going to move to third on the wild pitch. And it's 3-0 now to Wilkinson. Bennett into the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 outside, and Wilkinson draws the walk. And that'll bring up the top of the order for Calvary. And they're going to get a run here as Wilkinson just rounded first and kept going. They threw down to second, and as soon as the throwdown came through, Quintard took off for the plate. Armstrong was unable to get it back to the plate in time, so they're going to steal a run here on the walk. And it's going to be 5-2 Calvary. And Houston now with a runner in scoring position. Fouls that one off. The 0-1 pitch coming to Houston. Fouled that one away, out of play. And that one got over the vehicle that's coming right up the road right next to where the ball landed. Driver's saying thank you. (0-2) pitch on the way. Runner goes from second to third. He had it stolen, but it's fouled off down the left side. And we'll do it again. Bennett not really paying a lot of attention to the base runner, and he picked up on that and got a big jump headed to third. He's going to try to steal again. He's in there. Didn't get the tag down. It was a pretty good throw from the catcher. And some breathing room from Calvary now, as it is now 7-2 Knights, and that'll bring up Tommy Irving. And I'm sure, Chris, I think both coaches are doing some conservation of pitching arms today. I don't think Bennett has pitched a whole lot this year. Just looking at some of the instruction he's getting from the coaches and some things about his delivery, he doesn't look to be a very experienced pitcher. He's doing a good job. But now it takes to Tommy Irving. And they're having a little fun today. Again, there's no pressure on this game. It has nothing to do with any kind of playoff contention or anything like that. So Strike one, outside corner for Bennett. Two balls and a strike. Nobody on base. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And the faux bearded one has worked the count to 2-2. Two-two pitch coming. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Russell County kids are enjoying that one as Bennett gets the strikeout of Tommy Irving. And there are two outs here in the inning, and that'll bring up Bryson Brooks. 7-2 Calvary. Brooks will stand in against Bennett. There's a foul ball off the right side. Good pitch on the inside corner. And it's no balls and two strikes now. Bennett into the stretch. Runner goes. No throw down. That'll be an easy stolen base. He had a huge jump. Another indication, I believe, that Bennett is not an experienced pitcher because he just doesn't hold runners very well. He's concentrating on trying to get the ball across the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Strike one on the inside corner. Jackson Kennedy kind of gave up on that pitch, and it was over the inside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch bounces up there. Oh, they're having a good time. Catcher caught that one on the bounce and framed it for the umpire like it was a strike. Pretty good. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch from Bennett. Up a little bit high. That was actually not a bad-looking pitch, but it was a little bit on the high side. The umpire called it a ball. 3-1 now to Jackson Kennedy. Bennett with a 3-1 pitch. High ball 4. So runners at first and second now for Calvary. And Nate Osborne will be the hitter for the Knights. Really breezy day today here. Comes and goes. Keeping the temperature a little bit cool. Not cold by any means. Very comfortable. Bennett delivers. First pitch, low and away. The runners are going to move up on the wild pitch. That one got away from the catcher. Nate Osborne with a chance here to drive in some runs. He had a RBI single back in the third inning. Has a chance here to do some more damage and extend the lead for Calvary. 1-0 pitch coming. Up and away, ball 2. Two-0 pitch on the way, and Osborne is hit by that one. And that will load the bases for the Knights. And time called by Russell County. I believe we're going to have a pitching change. We'll see. And we are. They're going to bring in the pitcher they sent to the bullpen. So officially 2/3 of an inning for Bennett here. He does a good job. He's congratulated by his teammates. Again, another sign that he probably hasn't pitched very much. We'll get the number of the pitcher in just a second when he takes his warm-up, and then we'll take a quick break while he's warming up. That is going to be number 9, Carson Carswell, that will come in for the new pitcher for Russell County. We'll go away for a moment, pay some bills. We'll be back in a minute. It's 7-2 Calvary. We're in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
And we're back at Calvary. Carson Carswell about to complete his warm-ups here. Calvary leads at 7-2, and the 9th hitter of the inning is about to come up for Calvary, and that is Brady Reed. Let's see, Carswell should have 1 or 2 more pitches left in his warm-up. And there's his final warm-up pitch, and Brady Reed will stand in. Brady Reed, 2 strikes. Fouls that one at the plate. Bounces off his body. Good job of staying alive by Brady Reed right there. Liam Hocutt on deck for the Knights. And he's hit by the pitch, and that'll drive in a run. And that'll mess up my scorebook. Doggone it. Only kidding. So Liam Hocutt started off the inning. And the bases will still be loaded. It's 8-2 now. And Hocutt will have a chance here. Swing and a miss, strike one. Big cut from Hokut. The 0-1 in the dirt. The runner is not going to go. Eight-2 Calvary, 2 outs. 1-1 count to Liam Hokut, bases loaded. Any kind of base hit right here will further the lead, of course. Fouled away at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Dylan Daughtry behind the plate's having a good time. I'm assuming he probably hasn't caught much since Little League, and he took a foul ball off the leg there. That's the dangers of being back there. The tools of ignorance, as they call it. When you suit up back there, you better be ready for anything. And you better be a little bit tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch way outside. A good catch by Daughtry to keep that one from going through to the backstop. And it's 2-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. It's going to get away, though. You got to throw down to first, and he makes it in, and there's a collision down there at first base as it was kind of a lollipop throw. And the first baseman jumped for the throw. And Hokut was coming across the bag as he jumped, and they collided. There was no intent in anything, complete accident right there. But he wasn't able to come back down on the bag. And Hokut explaining why he didn't run right away, because he hung around at the plate a little bit, and he's trying to explain to Steve. 12-2 now, Calvary with the lead. Runners at first and third. The pitch just off the inside corner. The pitch low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs. 8 runs across here in the 4th inning for Calvary. The pitch. Hard hit ball through the right side past the shortstop. That's going to get another run home. It's 13-2. Cam Houston with his second hit, officially 2 for 2 today, and his 3rd RBI. And Austin Wiggins will be the pinch hitter for Tommy Irvin. Wiggins wears number 13. He is a senior. (13-2) Calvary. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Looks at strike 1. 9 runs across here in the 4th inning for the Knights. That one stays high. Another breaking pitch from Carswell. Low and away, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Wiggins looks at ball 4. Nope, it's 3-1. So there was a strike called in there somewhere that I did not have, and they didn't have it on the scoreboard either. So it's 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count to Austin Wiggins, the pinch hitter. The pitch, pop up, third base side, shortstop calls for it and makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Nine runs on 3 hits for Calvary, 2 men left on base. And we'll go to the 5th inning. It is Calvary 13, Russell County 2. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a moment here with high school baseball on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back at Calvary, a couple of subs to tell you about. Austin Wiggins stays in the game in center field. And now catching for Calvary is William Hilton as he enters for Jackson Kennedy here in the top of the 5th. Pretty much everybody else still in place for Calvary. Fitzstone still on the mound, and the first guy he will face here in the 5th inning, Colton Armstrong. Started the game on the mound, been playing second base since then. And Armstrong on the day is officially 0 for 0 as he walked in the first inning and was intentionally walked in the 3rd. And he shows bunt. The big man shows bunt and takes strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Everybody was playing deep, and he thought he might drop one down and surprise some people there, but didn't get it down. Swing and a miss at the breaking pitch, and one away here in the 5th inning for Russell County. That'll bring up second baseman, pitcher, now outfielder, Jaden Bennett. And he looks at ball 1 that gets back to the screen. The 1-0 from Stone. Ball 2 bounced up there. Be sure and check your schedules this week for Georgia Alabama Sports Live and check what we've got coming to you. Ground ball out to shortstop. Houston finally gets hold of it, throws across, and they're 2 away here in the 5th inning. A lot of baseball action coming your way this week, as well as some other sporting action from around town. I know the Lions Friday. A couple other things going on. The Step Up podcast tomorrow night should hit the airwaves. Myself and Marty Durden, our 2nd episode. The 0-1 pitch coming, low and away for ball 1 to Carlos Murray. Murray 0 for 2 on the day. The 1-1, strike 2 at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We could be down to our final pitch of the game. The mercy rule is in effect. That bounces about 3 feet in front of the plate. Broke that pitch off a little bit too quickly. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 13-2 Calvary. Again, we could be 1 pitch away from ending this one here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Foul tipped, and Hilton could not handle it. It was in his mitt and popped out. So Murray's still alive. And there's strike 3 on the outside corner. Strikeout looking. And that, my friends, is the game. So Calvary will take a 13-2 win over Russell County here. Calvary 8 hits in the game. Russell County only 2 hits in the game, so 8 runs on 13 hits for Calvary, 2 runs on 2 hits for Russell County. Russell County moves to 10-16 on the year. Calvary moves to 11-10 on the season. And they're still looking to contend for playoff spots and playoff seeding here in GIAA. Russell County, I'm not sure what their region looks like. I'm not sure who else is in their region, as a matter of fact. Haven't been able to spend a lot of time looking at that, but they're still vying for some playoff contention as well over in Alabama. So we're going to get out of here this afternoon. A beautiful Saturday. Get yourself outside today. The pollen's not too bad. We had some rain last night, settled it down a little bit, and get outside and enjoy this great weather today. Go to the golf course, do what I do, get behind the lawnmower when I get home, and clean up the yard a little bit. But enjoy this beautiful Saturday that God's given us. And remember, we'll be back with a number of games this coming week. And also don't forget about the Step Up podcast. Tomorrow night it should air on our Georgia Alabama Sports Live sites around 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And it'll be there for any of you to view. Marty Durden and myself, mainly based on servant leadership for coaches and athletes. We'll be talking about what constitutes, what makes up, what are the characteristics of a good coach tomorrow night. We'll start having guests on there soon, and we're going to add to that thing and grow it as we go along. And we just appreciate Georgia Alabama Sports Live giving us the platform to do it. So look for big things coming on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. For Chris, I'm Mike Peacock. We'll be back again. Join us next time, and don't forget to frequent our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Without them, we couldn't do this for you, and we couldn't do this for the athletes here in the East Alabama, West Georgia area. Have a great Saturday and a great rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.